Hey YouTube, coming at you with sort of now a series of using old Pokemon that used to dominate that aren't used as much anymore, and Altaria. So first of all, this team, I really like this team. I've used this team multiple times. It's kind of my go-to just because all three Pokemon are like the top, maybe Altaria's at a top 10 now, but it's like top 15 ranked, like Swampert, galarian, stunfisk have just like great matchups across the board. Altaria still has a lot of good matchups. So I like this team despite what are Altaria's weaknesses now. Now the problem with Altaria is Noctowl, and it's not Noctowl in the fact that of the matchup, because in fact you beat Noctowl and you beat Lantern. So you're thinking, why is this so bad? It's not as strong anymore because people are hunting for Noctowl, and they're hunting for Noctowl with Bastiodon, Galarian Stunfisk, Registeel, and Ice type Pokemon, right? And so the problem with that, and you have Medicham with Ice Punch. So the problem with that is Noctowl at least can throw Shadow Ball for neutral in that situation. In all those situations against Bastion and stuff like that, you just get hard-walled with nothing to throw at it. And Medicham, where you can at least hit super effective with Sky Attack on both of you, the wing attack is better on Noctowl, and with the Ice Punch, you now take two times super effective Ice Punches. So the Medicham matchup is not even that good. So that is a problem with Altaria, right? You have too many people hunting Noctowl, and Altaria gets caught in the crossfire. So that is the issue. I still think that Altaria is good in the league, but you just need to consider that when you're building it, that people hunt for Noctowl, and you will get caught in the crossfires, right? So this matchup, I know you outpace it here. So what I just did is like, I'll take a move, Dragon Breath all the way down, and then come out with a bunch of energy, because I think energy is good unless they have like a Bastiodon Galarian Stunfisk, but that is why you must pair it with 2 in the back to deal with it, right? So Stunfisk, Swampert, you can't really go Medicham because then you're double weak to Fairy, which I shouldn't say that because I have a team coming up that is double weak to Fairy because there's not a ton of Fairy in this, but double weak to Fairy if you do Medicham, stuff like that. But like Galarian Stunfisk, Swampert, you can kind of go Registeel too. Just Pokemon that will deal with things that will absolutely wall this. So the problem is like, yeah, this Ice Punch is going to 1 KO me. So I've got to shield this. Take this out here or do a bunch of chip damage. No, yeah, I would take it out. And now they come straight to Bastiodon. But at this point, this is just hard counter. And this is why you have 2 answers. Safe swap on this team is Galarian Stunfisk. I think Galarian Stunfisk is a pretty great safe swap because even if you get hit with a Swampert or a Medicham, you're doing a ton of chip damage. And the best part is you often, in this matchup with, I'm sure there's a battle in here where I fought for Switch against the Trevenant. I think it's later on. I'll just be sure to highlight that. The Trevenant safe swap match there is important. So obviously, someone must have put out this team because I saw this team a couple times. This is where having the Shadow Swampert is rough. Again, Shadow Swampert, it only takes 2 surfs to take it out as opposed to what it would take 3 from a non-Shadow. So I've got to kind of bait here to try and flip this matchup. So I get the bait off good. They're going to get they're going to get at least 1 more surf off. I can get to the Earthquake before, so then it's just a race to the 3rd one. We end up CMP tying here, so we'll see if they decide to let this go or not. They got such a bad matchup with Obstagoon, but they do let it go. And now, the great news is a little bit of energy. These Hydros hurt a lot, so good chip is going to become here. This is why I like Swampert. Again, Swampert's great, Shadow or non-Shadow. I think both are interchangeable. I've gone over the pros and cons multiple times. Shadow, just because that Shadow only takes 2 Hydros to take out Noctowl, and only takes 2 Hydros to take out Medicham. The trade-off is it only takes 2 surfs from Lantern to take you out, which makes that matchup much worse. Coming with the Whimsicott here, I've already have shield advantage in. Now I'm just resisting the Fairy Winds, but they probably got Energy Ball or something, which is probably still Grass Knot. So Grass Knot still hurts. I remember playing with Whimsicott before. I throw Rock Slide because I don't think an Earthquake is going to KO here. Doesn't even look like a Rock Slide is going to pay. Oh yeah, they're Grass. So that is why I threw a Rock Slide, because ground is resisted. But yeah, I remember playing with Whimsicott before, and this is what I kind of noticed. Like, man, this thing it's like a truck with the Fairy Wind. Obviously, it's kind of rough because you have Noctowl everywhere, right? And you have like I said, Bastiodon and all those Pokemon. They catch on an Obstagoon, which is a good catch. But again, even if they do take me out here, I can take them. I've got enough energy to take them, health to take them out here. Hit with the Moonblast. Nice move, but get the farm down anyways. Yeah, I saw Obstagoon on the lead like multiple times with Altaria, which kind of made this team work pretty well. Like I wasn't seeing like Bastiodon or galarian stunfisk on lead. I've seen like Obstagoons and Lanturns and generally neutral matchups. I saw one for sure a Ninetales, which is rough. Which again, that's why you just need to go G-Fisk. You can't go into Swampert just because like so it just gets too punished too hard with Trevenant and other grass type Pokemon in Altaria. Like there are too many Pokemon that could just like super wall Swampert. So that is why you gotta go G-Fisk as your safe swap here. So I'll try and take this out right before here. Do they shield again if I remember? And then no, okay. So they do not shield. What is in the back? Toxapex. I'm surprised I'm staying in here. That's really, really dumb. I have 2 answers for Toxapex. Unless I read this line. Yeah, that is why I didn't. Although I could have come in G-Fisk earlier. I think it's because I read this line because I've seen this variation of teams. And with this matchup, so it's the G-Fisk matchup for Trevenant. This isn't even the one I want to show you. It basically takes 2 rock slides to take. It doesn't take 2 exactly. It's 2 plus a bunch of mud shots. So as you're going to see here, I'm going to land the second one. I would have taken it deep into the red there. Now at this point, Hydro Cannon, 2 Hydro Cannons from a shadow take out Trevenant. So I will very easily shield this one up and then take this out before they get to the next Seed Bomb. And then I should be able to outpace to the Earthquake to take out your Toxapex. So Shadow Swampert's doing great. Altaria still has play. Like there's enough fighters in here, but again, Medichant with Ice Punch is rough. Brine is a terrible move, so goodbye Toxapex. And then it's just like Froslass, abomasnow, a Ninetales, galarian stunfisk, registeel, bastiodon. Even this Lantern matchup is like you win, but it's uncomfortable because they're gonna get these thunderbolts off quite quickly. So yeah, for the meta, I think Altaria, I would hesitate to use it as much as it's definitely has been used in the past. So I would shy away from it for now and just focus on, again, I think there's just, if you're going to use it, just use Noctowl. Quite like worst matchup against Lantern, better matchup against many other things, right? So that is my recommendation. But yeah, I've got a few more of these teams coming of Pokemon that are still, that were meta, that aren't meta as much anymore. I have a Zoomerl team coming, which I got analysis on that. And then I got my Kanto Ninetales that I brought back, which I found a team that worked to a certain extent. It then had problems the last few games, but it definitely 5-0'd me at least once. Good chip damage here. Oh, couldn't get the full farm. That's okay. I got as much as I needed to. That's just a Seed Bomb anyways. Plus, I'll basically have a move coming out for what comes in here. And I can get to Moonblast, so this is great. And now it just depends on what is in the back. Sableye. A little rough not getting out, but with that little chip damage and having 2 Hydros, we'll take this out. So I should be able to outpace here to the Hydros. So hopefully this should be enough to take out. They're going to get move off, and then I should get it back right here. But yeah, overall this team is fine. Like, could you just go Noctowl, Swampert, G-Fisk? Yeah, honestly, I think you could. I think that team works. Couldn't quite take this out. And now it is, I got to farm down here, and I got to farm down on the Lantern. We are, so close. Yeah, I think you actually could probably place, like, I really like G-Fisk and Swampert in the back. And here's the thing, like, so they're 100% going to have an answer to this. That's an interesting answer. Well, I drew out one, unless it's like Trevenant in the back, then I'm in trouble. And those add up pretty fast too. Oh, is this one I have to fight for switch? Because I let it go and okay. No. Good CMP there by them. I think I just get, yeah, I was supposed to say, just grab their second shield. They could shield and take it, but that's fine. I'll take the 2v1. Yeah, I think you could go Noctowl, Swampert, Stunfisk. Again, the back is a little weak to Trevenant. It's still a loss for both of those. There's ways to get around it. I think Metachamp still causes you problems because Metachamp is still going to have a decent matchup against Swampert because it still takes 2 Hydros, and those counters and Ice Punches / Psychic add up pretty quick on a Shadow. And then, yeah, this is where I fought for switch, and then I'll take this out. One Focus Blast doesn't take me out, and I can Earthquake, and then I can even get a Hydro off probably to take out not take out, but oof, actually probably not. That did a lot of damage. They're definitely going to be able to claw me down before I get a move off. But I should be able to get to a Moonblast before they take me out here. Close. Look at it to a return and probably, no, not a return and a foul play. It probably could go double foul play, but if I remember, they go return first. And I think I get to the Moonblast before they get to the foul play. So yeah. Again, Lantern again. Again, so if you have Lantern, this is the only problem with Lantern. Actually, I think this was a Water Gun. I remember some being Water Gun, but yeah, so this is fine. The problem with Noctowl is if you have Noctowl, if you have a Lantern lead, I'd say 1, you have to run non-Shadow Swampert because you get beat there. But 2, if they have a Spark Lantern, you either come Swampert right away, but if they have a Lantern, they probably have an answer for Swampert. And then if you don't take it out, if you have to come in with G-Fisk, that's not a comfortable matchup either because these surfs add up really quick. So I did a bunch of chip damage here. I tried to catch very poorly. You do chip damage because 2 Rock Slides don't take out Noctowl. I keep on saying Noctowl, but someone's laughs at me for that. Noctowl? I don't think you pronounce a W. Noctowl. You do chip damage because 2 Rock Slides take it out after you do a bunch of chip damage. Otherwise, you have to do 3 Rock Slides, and that is not a good scenario. So do a bunch of chip with Altaria. 2 Rock Slides will take this out. They're low enough. Just throw the Earthquake. Yeah. No, sorry, the Rock Slide. Just throw the Rock Slide. Do some chip damage because between that and the Mud Shots, you'll force it to get out. You'll force it to throw. And then I can just see what's in the back. Swampert's going to Mud Shot down here, and we'll see what's in the back. Pidgeot. So this is where it's interesting. So I got one off here. Pidgeot, this is why Pidgeot's rough. Especially when you're switch locked like this. I'm going to get to a third unless they throw. They're not going to throw a Brave Bird because I'm already at a move. And that it's just like an easy farm down. So they have to go Feather Dance, but I can get out there and take it out. So that's the thing. Like, I really think if you're going to use Pidgeot in any league, Great League or Ultra League, you use it on the lead. Because it's much, much better on the lead just to be able to bail, to throw and force them to lower their attack and they bail, or you throw Brave Bird and bail. It's very tough. It could be okay as a closer to a certain extent, but in situations like where I still have 2 Pokemon left, it's tough to like, you'd have to like get to 100 energy, throw the Brave Bird, hope you have a shield, because then the Dragon Breaths are going to add up too, and do that. So that's just that. Anyways, that's a team. Works to a certain extent, doesn't work to other. Again, I like the team overall. I just think Altaria is limited. You could try and think of a third. You do need to worry about like Trevenant in the backline here, so you need some sort of like answer to Trevenant in the front. So could you go like Sableye, G-Fisk, Swampert? Yeah. Then you're kind of weak to Noctowl because you have like in the lead there you'd have a bad matchup, and then your bad matchup is Swampert in the back too. But you can kind of stand that. And then darks, I guess, are kind of an issue if you go. But you can throw a couple of returns. You can throw returns unless it's like a pure. Yeah, throw a return. So that's not. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Sableye, but trying to think of a third. I really like this back combo minus the obvious Trevenant and sort of Metachan weakness. Sableye may not be bad. If I go through a bunch of teams and I can't find something I like, I may try Sableye, G-Fisk, Swampert. Anyways, that is it. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate the thumbs up and comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.